let's start gentle. Yeah? Does that sound good? Take your blanket. Unfold it once, roll it up from the longer edge. Just like that. And then you will place it right behind you. So it's parallel to that longer edge of your mat. Grab a block as well, just in case. If your head doesn't land on the blanket, you'll need it to support your head. So the blanket roll is pretty close to your backside, like maybe only an inch away. And then you just lie down on top of it so that the blanket roll supports your spine. Oh, I didn't realize how much I needed this right now. So let your arms go out to the side, somewhere comfortable. And whatever you'd like to do with the legs. Sometimes I like to knock the knees in. And that seems to, like, sometimes it feels a little unsteady, like you're going to fall off the blanket one way or the other, and that can help with that. Also, you can straighten the legs, but move them out into a little V shape so that it will support your body from falling to one side or the other. And then allow your eyes to close and just notice your body as it settles into your mat, into your practice, into this shape. Is there a part of your body resisting? Do you feel a sense of surrender? Whatever is there. We'll start to breathe a little differently, a little more consciously. I want you to breathe in a way that feels sort of soothing to your body, to your mind. And one way I suggest is to breathe in and out of your nose. And you'll take a deep breath in. Just slow it down a little bit on the way out. You don't have to slow your breath down enormously, just a little. Just to the point where you do feel like you did something in the way of slowing the breath down, but it doesn't feel overwhelming or difficult. Of course, as your body settles and as you become more used to the breath, that exhalation can slow more and more. Just without a sense of forcing it to. The same with our body today. Just going to explore what our body does without a sense of force or pushing. More just like opening to what's possible. Even a celebration of what's there. We're going to shift our breath again to a box breath, which is inhale. We're going to use a count of 4. So inhale to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale, and hold again for a count of 4 each. So let's just take a couple breaths to kind of get into sync. So a breath in, breath out, and one more in through the nose all the way. Let it go. We'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 1. Exhale 4, 1. Hold 4, Last one, inhale, 4, 1, hold, 4, 1, exhale, 4, 1, and hold, 4, 2, and 1. Take a big breath all the way in. Open your mouth, let it go. So take your arms out to the side in like a T shape. But first we're just going to clear the path. So from the T shape, bring your arms all the way up over your head, both arms straight up. Just kind of clear whatever needs to be cleared out of that space. And then we'll bring the arms down to a T shape again, and then all the way down to the hips, making a circle around your body. Just clear whatever needs to be cleared. And then from hips, we'll start to just move and sink. So as you inhale, sweep the arms out to the side and all the way up over your head. Back of the hands just graze the ground as you do this. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the arms all the way back down. It's moving our shoulders. We're back. Inhale. Reach the arms up over your head again. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up. And exhale, back down. Let's go 3 more breaths. Just breathe at your own pace. Move at your own pace. Starting to just feel a sense of moving with your breath, or rhythm with your breath. Starting to cultivate a sense of being really aware and in contact with our body, our hearts, our minds as we move, and our breath. And all of those things really are present and valuable. So our last one, arms over the head. Exhale, arms by your side. Just let them rest. Take a couple more breaths here. Good. We'll slowly start to bend the knees, feet on the mat. And just roll all the way to one side. If you want to, you can windshield wiper the knees side to side a couple times before you do that. Sometimes I like that movement. When you're ready, you'll roll over to one side and into a fetal. Now just curl up into a nice little ball, nice and round, and take a big breath into your back. Good. Now on your next inhale, just use your top arm to push yourself up. Come all the way up to a seat. And you can use your blanket if you'd like to sit on, so you can unroll it and refold it, but find a nice comfortable seat. Good. Hands on your knees. And we're going to grip the knees with our fingertips and then inhale and roll onto the back of your sits bones, really letting your spine round, your chin come in. And then as you exhale, pull forward, lean forward, roll to the front of the sits bones. Move your chest forward and your shoulders back. And then as you inhale, roll back, rounding your spine. And as you exhale, come forward. Some seated cat-cows. I love these because they also move the hips quite a bit, not just the spine. At least in my body, it feels that way. A few more. Just moving with your breath in a way that's gentle and aware. And we'll come to a neutral spine, so you'll sit up tall. And take your arms out to the side, inhale them up over your head. So the same movement we were just doing on our backs. All the way up. And then bring your hands together in front of the heart. So palms come down. You can trace the midline with your thumbs if you like. Just bring hands all the way together. Good. Now as you inhale, take your arms out to the side. And as you exhale, bring your hands or sweep the arms left underneath right. And we're going to wrap all the way up. So you can just take your hands to the shoulders. You can also half bind if you'd like to. Whichever way you've chosen, though, lift your elbows up a little higher so they're about the same height as the shoulders. And we're going to keep the arms like this and do those little cat-cows again. So as you inhale, roll onto the back of your sits bones, curl in, let that elbows drop. And then as you exhale, lean forward and lift your elbows. Lift your gaze, lift your heart. Good. Do that a few more times. Really getting into the shoulders here. All right, last one. And we'll come back to a neutral spine. So sitting up nice and tall. Keep the arms crossed. You're just going to release the hands and take your arms down to your opposite knees. Good. So your left hand will stay on the right knee. Your right arm will reach up towards the ceiling and all the way around and slightly back behind you. You'll touch down. You're in a twist. Then just make sure you don't lean into your left or your right hand. You just want to sit up tall. And maybe the right fingertips are on the ground. Now find that twist. So pull your belly button in and rotate it to the right. Rotate your ribs and your chest and your shoulders. And then our head as well. So your chin will rotate towards the right shoulder. Close your eyes. Take about 5 deep breaths here. Kind of feeling your body in this position, in this shape. What does it mean to be present? Or notice how you are. Where does your mind wander? And your thoughts go? Good. Last breath all the way in. And out. Inhale, come back this way. And exhale, release. On your next inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, up over your head, lift nice and tall. As you exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. You can trace midline with your thumbs if you like. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side. And then as exhale, we'll bring right underneath arms. And you can just grab shoulders or wrap all the way up. Bring your elbows up to the same height as the shoulders. As you inhale, roll onto the back of your sits bones. Curve the spine, chin down, elbows down. And then as you exhale, roll forward on the front of the sits bones, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Just go back and forth a few times. Last one. All right, make your way back to a neutral spine. Sit up tall. Keep your elbows crossed. Release the hands down to opposite knees. Now your right hand will stay on your left knee. The left arm sweeps up towards the ceiling and all the way around to just slightly behind you there on the left side. Sit up nice and tall. And then rotate. So the belly button draws in and then starts to rotate to the left. And then rotate the ribs and chest and shoulders. And then the head. So turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Just take about 5 deep breaths right here. All right, on your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release. Good. You roll forward over the knees or sweep your feet around, and we'll just come into a tabletop. From tabletop, you'll plant the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Curl the right toes under, and then slide your toes back along the mat until your knee is straight. Then lift your leg up. Reach your left arm all the way forward, and just find a balance. Looking down, lifting the back of your ears up. On your next inhale, bring your elbow and knee together. And then as you exhale, reach out long. Final balance. Inhale, elbow and knee together. Exhale, reach out. 2 more. Now reach out nice and long. We're going to keep the foot and hand up away from the ground. But start to sweep your left arm to the left and your right leg to the right. So out to the side as best you can. And then you'll place your right foot down onto the ground. You can take your left hand onto the mat and start to walk your hands as far forward as you can go without letting your hips move forward. So in fact, I want you to imagine you're trying to lift your hips up and back towards where the wall and the ceiling meet behind you as you're reaching your hands forward. So you feel a sense of elongation in the spine. Now just take a couple deep breaths right there. Maybe melting your chest or your forehead towards the ground. Keeping your elbows and your shoulders lifted. Walk your hands back just a little bit so they're a little more stable, and then just move your hips back as far as they can comfortably go, and then forward. Same idea. And then maybe side to side a little bit as well, so these start to become a little bit more like circles or ovals, really, as you move forward and back. Now we'll bring the hips right up over the left knee, so more in a tabletop, hands under the shoulders. And then we'll draw the right knee in and step it forward to the front of your mat. You can use your blocks here if you'd like. We'll inhale and straighten out the right knee, and then exhale bend. Just go back and forth a few times. When you're ready, when you feel like you're complete, bend into the right knee, hold the lunge. And you can put your left hand on the ground, or you can leave it on your block if you're on a slightly lower level. Either way. But as you inhale, reach the right arm straight up towards the ceiling. And find a twist. Yeah, you can circle out the right wrist if you'd like a little bit. Rotate your belly button to the right, your ribs, your chest, so find that in your core and in your spine. Keep the twist and reach your right hand forward towards the front of the room. And as you exhale, lower it all the way down and sweep it to the outer edge of your right foot. And then as you inhale, reach it back and up over your head. So you're going to make some nice big circles all the way around. Moving with your breath, exhale down and inhale up. One more time. Now, the next time your right hand comes to the ground, I want you to leave it there. We'll place both hands on the mat. Curl the left toes under, lift your left knee, and step your right foot back into a downward facing dog. And then go ahead and walk it out a little bit. Move around, bend the knee, straighten the other, move your hips a little, maybe even look under the shoulders or the armpits for a little shoulder stretch. Just find what your body needs. And sometimes what you need is just to stay still. That's also perfect. We have about 3 more breaths, so even out as needed. Now curl the chin towards the chest, round your spine, press forward to a plank pose. And then as you exhale, lower all the way to the mat. You can put your knees down or keep them lifted. Inhale, cobra pose. Inhale. And exhale, release. Just 2 more. Finding whatever sort of lift of cobra is needed, even all the way up to an upward facing dog. And listen to your body. One more time. Good. Inhale, plank pose. You can do that with knees or toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now on your next exhale, lower your knees all the way back down to the mat and right back into a tabletop. Curl the left toes under and keep them on the ground and press them back until your left knee is straight. Then as you inhale, lift your straight left leg up away from the ground. Good. Find that balance, and when you're ready, right arm reaches forward. Look down, but lift the back of your ears up. On your next inhale, bring elbow and knee together. Inhale. Exhale, reach it out long. Inhale, elbow and knee comes together. Exhale, out long. One more time. And reach it out. Keep your leg and your arm lifted. You're going to sweep the right arm to the right and the left leg to the left, as far as you can go. And then we'll lay the left foot down on the ground. Right hand comes down. And then start to walk your hands forward towards the front of your mat. So you reach the hands forward as far as you can comfortably reach them, but lift your hips up and back so you're feeling as though you're lengthening the spine. Take a few deep breaths here. You can even melt your heart and your forehead towards the mat, keeping elbows and shoulders lifted for a nice, really wonderful shoulder stretch. On your next inhale, walk your hands back just a bit. We'll just sway the hips back towards the back of the room and then forward towards the front of the room. Just as comfortably as you can. And if you want, you can start to move the hips side to side as you go front and back, making like a sort of a circle or a little oval shape. Bring your left knee in towards center and then place your left foot forward in between your hands for a lunge. Grab your blocks. As you inhale, straighten out the left leg. And as you exhale, we'll bend. Just go back and forth a few times. So the next time you bend into the left knee, let's hold that lunge. Right hand can come all the way to the mat or just on top of your block, maybe lowering the block a little. And as you inhale, lift your left arm straight up towards the ceiling, coming into a twist. Bend into your left knee. In fact, push your left heel down into the mat and then isometrically pull it backwards so that you're actually engaging the left hamstring and deepening the bend of your left knee. Then rotate your belly button to the left, your ribs, your shoulders, all of it. Reach your left arm straight forward, and as you exhale, lower it to the ground, just sweeping it to the outer edge of your left foot. Reach back, and as you inhale, lift your arm up, all the way straight up, and forward. Exhale, lower arm down, big circles, sweeping all the way around. Now the next time your left hand comes to the ground, we're going to stay. Put both hands on the mat, pull the right toes under, lift the right knee, and then step your left leg back, downward facing dog. Curl your chin to your chest, round your spine, come forward to plank pose. And as you exhale, lower all the way to the mat. And again, 3 cobra poses, just move with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale to release. And then one more time. Inhale, plank pose. And exhale, downward facing. Now just pause. Little bend to the knees. Lift your hips up and back. Get nice and long through your arms. Deep breath all the way in and out. And again, a full breath. And let it go. Last breath in, and as you exhale, hop or step your feet all the way to the front of your mat. Uttanasana, forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, release. Inhale, release. All the way up. Reach your arms up over your head. Lift nice and tall. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. Perfect. We're going to find some balance. So all the weight goes onto your right foot. We'll lift the left up onto the toes. Just find balance first. Sometimes it takes a second. When you feel steady, lift your left leg up. Flex your left foot. Move your hips back a little. Lean forward and reach around the knee with both hands. If it's hard to balance, you can just step back near the wall. Put your body against it. It's really helpful. It's helpful to have a point of contact. Is that better? Yeah. Awesome. I like this one because not using your hands, so you still have to balance. Like your foot is getting that balance training. Couple more breaths. Okay, exhale, lower your left foot down. Place it down. Come up on the tip of the right toes. Then once you have that balance, you'll lift the right leg up. Move your hips back. Lean forward, wrap both hands around right knee. Hips back. Good, lift your heart up, turn your shoulders upward. And take a couple more breaths. Sometimes just stepping off your mat can help too, because the mat has some leeway in it. Take one more deep breath in. All right, and exhale, lower your right foot down. Good. You put your hands on your hips or just let them dangle to your side, but move your feet a little wider apart. Just gonna do some big circles with the hips. Circles. How you feeling? Okay. Too much of this.
I did a lot of lap stretching before. hours in the day because I didn't have
A lot of what?
laptop type.
Oh.
Usually I have a
Yeah.
keyboard.
Yeah. I totally get that. A little carpal tunnel happening. Okay. You can try one thing that might help with that. You'll have to give me some feedback on it, but I think it's called gorilla pose. But you lean forward and you just shove your hands underneath your feet, basically. Bend your knees as much as you need to. But you get your hands all the way under, palms are up, and then you can actually use your toes to kind of massage the inside creases of your wrists into the ground. And then you'll straighten the legs as much as you can, just to get a nice stretch in the wrists. Does that feel okay?
Uh-huh.
So you are like pushing your feet into your hands to kind of smush them. It feels like a massage. And you can lean a little side to side too. All right, when you're ready, we'll release the hands from underneath the feet. Bend your knees and roll up through your back, one vertebra at a time. All the way up. All right, inhale, arms lift, heart lifts, and exhale, we'll fold all the way down. And inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step the right leg back into a lunge. Keep your knee lifted, and inhale, reach both arms straight up towards the ceiling. Good. Now, as you inhale, straighten out your left knee, and then as you exhale, bend into it. We're going to do it a few more times, and with each time that you bend your knee, I want you to sort of challenge it, see if you can bend the knee a little more, until you have your knee directly over your ankle. And this last time, we're going to settle right in, so nice deep bend in the knee. And keep that. Press back through your right heel, and pull your belly button back. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand, give it a tug up, and then we'll lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale, a vertical twist to the left. So right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, both hands down to the ground. You're gonna pivot your left heel, or your right heel down to your back foot, so you're in warrior two. And you're gonna keep the legs there, but walk both of your hands to the upper right corner of your mat. Now, you're gonna reach out just a little bit. Then you're gonna start to stick your butt back. So it's like your hips, specifically your right thigh, pushes backwards. And then you're gonna reach the arms to that upper right corner as far as they'll go. Nice and long. Yeah, beautiful. Take a couple more breaths there. Big hip opener. Good. Deep breath in, last one. And as you exhale, you're gonna walk your hands to the right, pivot your left toes, and come into a wide-legged forward fold. So feet are parallel to each other, maybe just a little bit pigeon-toed. And then just let yourself sort of fall into it. You can use blocks. I really find blocks helpful. You can put your hands on them, you can put your elbows on them. But find a pose that feels complete and maybe just a little bit supported. Allow your eyes to close. And just take a few deep breaths here. All the way in, all the way out. And again. Two more. Your next inhale will lift up. So straighten out the arms, lift your chest.
Then we'll turn towards the front of the room, coming back into a lunge off the floor. Good. We'll take a big step forward this time, right into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach your arms up, lift your heart, and bring hands together in front of the heart. Good, again, your right leg is your balance. Come up onto the tip of your left toes. And then we'll lift left knee up. Flex your foot. Once you have that foot up, we tend to just sort of let this whole leg go kind of limp. You want to engage it. Pull your hips back, lean forward, wrap your hands around your knee. Lift your heart, draw your shoulders back. Deep breath. You can stay here or grab onto your left knee with just your left hand. Take it out to the side. Inhale, back to center. Good. Out to the side again. Arm out to the side is a great move. Keeps your counterbalance. And back to center. We're going to do it one more time and hold it this time. And breathe. Perfect. Inhale back to center. And release. Whew. Shake it out if you need to. Goodness. All right, inhale, lift your arms, lift your heart. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back this time. Coming into a lunge. We keep the left knee lifted. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up over your head. We'll just inhale, straighten out the right knee a little, or the left. Wait, which side are we on? Right. Why am I backwards from you guys? All right, left.
Yeah. Weights is right.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, right knee forward, left knee back. You guys were opposite, and I was seeing you as the same. So we'll inhale, straighten out the right knee, and exhale, bend. And each time you bend at the end, I want you to bend in a little bit more until you really get your knee right over right ankle. Inhale, straighten. And this last time, we're going to sink right in. Good. So keep the right knee bent. Press the left heel back until you feel like your left knee straightens a little. And then drive your belly button back, your ribs back. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Pull it straight up. And then we'll lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand forward, right hand back. And inhale, back to center. Reach your arms up high. Exhale, both hands all the way down to the mat. Pivot your left heel down. So warrior two. Legs. And then walk your hands to the upper left corner of your mat. And before you reach really far, find your legs. So stick your butt back. So think of moving your left thigh bone back. Like if you were to look at it, it literally moves back in space an inch or two. And we're going to keep that. And then reach your hands as far forward towards the left corner, upper left corner of your mat as you can. Nice and long in your spine. Deep breath all the way in. Beautiful. Couple more. All right, start to walk your hands to the left, pivot the right toes, and come into a wide-legged forward fold again. So hands on the ground. You can use blocks if you can't comfortably get your hands to the ground in a forward fold here. Just use blocks underneath your hands. Any level works, whatever you need. Okay? We're going to start to walk the hands to the right. So I want you to walk them right along the longer edge of your mat. So they're walking a straight line, so not around the right foot, just in a straight line out to the right, as far as you can go. And then just even a little bit further, especially with the left hand, you can kind of crawl your fingers out to the right as far as you can go. Take a nice deep breath in.
Feel that really wonderful stretch down the left side of your lower back and side body. And probably down the back side of your right leg. Come back to center. And then the same thing to the other side. So just walk your hands to the left in a nice straight line. Right down that long edge of your mat. Go as far as you can. And then just start to kind of crawl with your right hand, fingertips on the mat, like a little spider, walking out as far as you can to the left. And we'll breathe. Breathe into the space you're creating. Breathe in to create peace in your breath. One last breath. On your next inhale, come back to center. Good. And then back into a lunge. So pivot, right toes forward, right back into a lunge. And then we'll step the left leg forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale. Good, inhale, rise all the way up, reach your arms up. Lift your heart. Oh, and bring your hands together in front of the heart. Okay, left leg is your balance. Come up onto the tip of your right toes. And when you're ready, lift the right knee. Move your hips back, lean forward, grab onto the knee. Just find your balance first. Find your stability. When you're ready, grab onto your knee with just your right hand. Exhale, open your knee out to the side. And inhale back to center. 2 more. Good. This time we're going to hold the knee out to the side, pause. All right, inhale, knee back to center. Woo, and down, shake them out. How you feeling? Some more hip circles. All right, come to the front of your mat. What are you thinking? Let's actually just come down. So you can sit all the way down onto your mat. And then lay down on your back. Keep blocks nearby. Lie all the way down. We're setting up for bridge pose. So bend your knees and put your feet on the ground. And you want to have your feet underneath the knees. And another way to sort of gauge that is to reach your arms down, your hands, your fingertips, towards the feet, and then walk your feet in or out until you can just barely touch. Or maybe the feet are a little further away than you can touch. That's also a good length. And then take your arms to the side and start to squeeze the shoulder blades down underneath your body. You can do one at a time, lean to the right and pull that left shoulder blade underneath, and then back and forth a couple times. And once you have those shoulder blades nice and tucked underneath your body, lift the heart, press the back of your head gently down into the ground, press the heels down, and inhale, lift your hips. We'll come about halfway up, so not a super high bridge. And then as you exhale, lower the hips right back down until you can just barely feel them touch the ground. They don't release though, and then we'll inhale and lift. Maybe just a little bit higher this time. Exhale, we'll lower the hips, until they're an inch or 2 from the mat. Then we'll inhale, lift a little higher. And in that same sort of way, just keep pulsing up a little higher. And that releases a little bit further from the ground until eventually you find your way all the way into a nice deep full bridge pose. I'm going to close the eyes. Just pause there for a couple breaths. Press your heels into the mat and isometrically pull them up towards your head so you feel your hamstrings engage. Press the back of your head into the mat, lift your heart. 2 more breaths. On your next exhalation, slowly start to lower back down all the way. You can pull the shoulder blades out from underneath you as you lay back down onto the mat. But keep your feet where they are, so you're going to stay in this sort of setup for bridge pose. We are going to do it a couple more times. Just take a breath. And then when you're ready, we'll put the right foot up on top of the left thigh in a figure 4 shape. So in the figure 4, you want to keep your right leg nice and strong. You can do that by flexing the right foot and then just gently pressing your right foot into the top of the left thigh so that you feel an engagement in the right hip. All right, now start to tuck the shoulders underneath your body again, shoulder blades. And once you have them underneath, lift the heart, press the back of the head into the mat. We're going to press down into just the left leg now. And as you inhale, lift your hips. And we'll do the same thing. So lift up halfway and then exhale, lower. And then we'll inhale and lift a little higher, lower a little less. A couple more until you feel like you come into a full bridge, which will feel a little different one-legged. Once you've found that full bridge, just start to notice the right hip wants to dip, the right knee wants to dip. So keep the right hip lifted as best you can. 2 more breaths. Now, if you want, inhale, lift your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, lower hips all the way down. Right foot comes down. You can pull the shoulders or the shoulder blades out from underneath your body. And just rest for a couple more breaths. And again, you're going to keep your legs, knees bent, feet on the mat, set up for bridge. All right, left foot on top of right thigh. Figure 4. Keep your left leg nice and active. So flex the left foot and press your left foot into the top of your right thigh. You want to feel your left glute activated. And then start to tuck those shoulder blades underneath your body again. Pull them in. Inhale, lift the hips halfway. Exhale, lower. And inhale, rise up a little more. And exhale, lower a little less. Couple more. Those pulses. Until eventually you feel like you're in a nice, full bridge, whatever that is for the one-legged bridge. And as you hold, you just start to notice the left hip wants to dip down. The challenge is to keep it lifted. Keep pressing your left foot into the top of the right thigh. 2 more breaths. If you'd like, on your last inhale, lift the left leg straight up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slowly start to lower all the way down. Left leg comes down. Grab your block. We'll lift hips and place the block underneath the sacrum. Just a little above the tailbone and a little below the lower back. Feet are flat on the ground, hips are lifted. Let your arms rest wherever they are comfortable, but really focus on letting your hips feel very heavy on that block. So kind of a sense of release. Gently lift your heart. So a little bit of a tucking of the shoulder blades underneath the body, a little lift of the heart. So it's definitely there, but it's just not very super strong pose. It's more just gentle and aware. And then slowly lift one leg up towards the ceiling. And then we'll follow it with the other leg. Now, as the the legs lift, one thing that I see a lot is the tailbone lifts up, and the feet sort of move towards the back wall, and you round the spine downward towards the mat. You want to have the opposite. You want to have feet over hips, tailbone on the block, and your heart lifted. Yeah. And then we just breathe. And it's totally okay to bend your knees. If it's difficult to keep the legs straight, you can bend them pretty deeply too. So just find something that feels comfortable. We're going to close eyes here. And take a number of breaths. Viparita Karani Mudra, or often called legs up the wall. Couple more breaths, please. Slowly bend one knee, foot comes all the way down, and then follow it with the other. Both feet come in contact with your mat. Let your hips just settle for a moment. When you're ready, when you feel like it's time, you'll lift the hips just enough to move the block out from underneath you. And we'll lower hips all the way down and come directly into Ishavasana. Extend your legs out, arms by the side. Find that final resting pose. Allow your body to relax. All of your awareness moves from your breath and from your body to that little place inside that feels relaxed or feels, what's the word, content, at peace. And you're gonna just, all of your focus, all of that energy is flowing towards that space. Completely relaxed, content, at peace. Once you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Elbows, wrists, ankles. You can move your head side to side, just your jaw if you prefer. When you're ready, draw knees in towards the chest and roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Big breath into your back here. And on your next inhale, rise all the way up to a seat. And find a comfortable seat, whatever that is. Hands together in front of heart. We'll close our practice with one Om, followed by Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Excuse me, let's take a breath in together, all the way in, please. And a slow breath out. And a breath into Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bow your head to your heart. To the light that shines in every one of us, I bow. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. I'm out of town next week. Now, I'm going somewhere. Think of me soaking in hot springs in the beautiful mountains of Colorado.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. But I'll be back the week after, so.
Be nice and cool, and the hot water, nice.
Yeah, it'll be cooler.
Yeah, well,
That valley does tend to get a little
it's
warm.
like 30, I think, like up in Suffolk County, it's like 30 degrees cooler.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Where are you going?
What's that?
Where are you going?
Avalanche Ranch? It's south of Carbondale. Well, we're going camping first, and then we're going there. So like I think we're camping for 4 nights. And we have 3 nights at the hot springs. Yeah.